welcome to Tommy Talks TV, the place to be to build great love relationships. I'd like to start by saying a very big thank you for all your likes and your shares and your comments on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. I really appreciate it because you're helping the message spread further faster. So thank you very much indeed for that. Now, today I'm going to be talking about what I have titled How to Win Your Husband's Heart. And the inspiration for this actually came from an email that I received a couple of weeks ago, and I'd like to read a portion of it for you. It says, "Early this morning, I listened and enjoyed the talk on rejection in marriage and was blessed. However, permit me to chip in that the requirement on the side of men is not limited to sex, but from my experience as a counselor, many men simply ask for respect from their wives. Although my answer usually is that you earn respect rather than demanding for it, unfortunately, it's a real problem that causes rejection for men." Now, I think it's actually worth talking about how important respect is to a man, because a lot of women don't actually understand how it affects a man when he feels disrespected. So respect is huge in a man's world. And I always say respect is to a man what love is to a woman. A man would rather feel unloved than to feel disrespected, because men simply cannot cope with being disrespected. There's something in the makeup of a man, there's something in the way that God has wired men that they gravitate towards honor and respect, and they move away from any hint of disrespect or dishonor. So it's critical as a wife that you understand just how important this is to your husband, and you do everything that you can in your power to show that you respect him. Now, respect is something that begins in the mind. So it starts with how you see your husband, how you view him. Do you value him? Do you think about him as someone who is a good man, a valuable man who brings a big contribution into your life and into the world? Do you see him from that perspective? Because the way you view him in your mind will seep out into your body language, into the way you speak to him, into the way you treat him. So you need to view him from the inside as being respectable, or someone that is worthy of respect. Now, your husband might not be perfect. You're not perfect either. But you need to understand that there are things about his life that should be valued. So rather than focusing on the weaknesses in his life, focus on his strengths, focus on the great things about him, focus on the things that he's doing right rather than focusing on the things that he's doing wrong. The biggest mistake that you can make as a wife is to compare your husband to another man, whether mentally or verbally, because that is completely disruptive and destructive in a marriage. So what you need to be focusing on is the great things about your husband. Does this mean that you should never disagree with your husband at all? Absolutely not, because you're a different person from him, and the reason why God brought you into his life is to bring a different perspective into his life. So if you always think the way he thinks, then obviously that means you're irrelevant in his life. But when you bring your perspective and he brings his perspective, then you can make better decisions together. But it matters how you put across your opinion. So how you put across what you're thinking, and also how you respond, even if he does not agree with how you view things. So if you put across your opinion and your husband does not necessarily agree with you, then rather than pushing it and trying to press it, you need to leave it and talk to God about it. That's the way to change a man. The truth of the matter is this: nagging never changes a man. I have never met a man who credited his wife and said, "Oh, I thank God for my wife because, she nagged me until I changed." But I have heard so many men say, "Oh, I really thank God for my wife because she believed in me and she valued me even when it seemed as if things were not working, and I thank God for her." So what changes a man is respect and honor. A man becomes all that God has made him to be when he is in an atmosphere of respect and honor. Well, I hope this has helped you. If this has helped you, then leave me a message on Facebook or Twitter. And if you've got a question you would like me to answer, then head on over to tommytalks.com/ask, and I'll answer your question next time. See you next time. Bye-bye.